What is happening, Gotham Knights? Well, Gothamites, whatever. Welcome back to the O1 channel and a podcast on Titans. I'm a little late because I was running late from another stream and needed to get something to drink in order to do this stream. And some people have a mixed bag of what they thought about the last Titans episode, but I thought it was okay. So if you haven't seen this episode, this will contain spoilers for the podcast. We're going to go into full detail, breaking down pretty much the entire episode, talk about Easter eggs, all kinds of stuff that I liked, what I didn't like. So, yeah. And the stream estimate, I don't know how long this stream is going to go. Probably an hour or so, maybe 40 minutes, we'll see. But hopefully you guys are having a good one. And I'm just trying to find my notes because I can't really remember a lot about the episode other than, of course, all the Nightwing-oriented stuff. So that's why I'm trying to find my notes. But had a pretty lengthy day today. But the Blackfire episode, first impressions, it was okay. I mean, for the most part, they call the episode Blackfire, but there's a lot of stuff to do with catching up with the Jason Todd incident, like from last week. So there is a little bit of closure about what happens with Jason. Just a little bit. My gosh, can anybody help me find my notes? I'm trying to look over my past tweets and I can't find myself. Does that sound weird? It sounds weird. That did not go the way that I wanted it to go. No, that's somebody named Hal Jordan. That's not me. That's not me. I need to find me. Me as in K-Wing. No words. Super Chat Craze. Playing River City Ransom. Stream schedule. Playing Later Peeps. Nightwing returns. Ah, there we go. I found it. I found my thread. Sweet. All right. Here we go. Okay. So, I was actually late to the episode. Just so people know. Like, I fell asleep on Thursday night. Or like early in the wee hours of the morning Thursday. And then I was able to get to see the show on Thursday, sort of, kind of, technically Friday. And that's when I got to my live tweet stuff. So August 20th is the date that I actually did this. So anyway, the episode is called Blackfire. And the intro was okay, I guess. Red Hood tried to have Scarecrow shanked in Arkham, which was done to throw off suspicion, obviously, because... well, either Crane is up to no good with Jason, or he owes Jason money. But, of course, if you've seen the episode, then this little analysis doesn't really work very well. So anyway, the next scene is Conor and Beast Boy at Wayne Manor, and they're all depressed after the episode 3's explosive ending, which, let's just say that Hank had a very... you know what? I'm just going to put it this way. Hank had a blast in episode 3. And, yeah. Superboy just not feeling it. So Superboy is shown washing a lot of dishes because apparently when people are depressed, they wash a lot of dishes. Sad over Hank's explosive exchange with him. Beast Boy says that Superman would have probably... or no, Conor says that Superman would have done a better job. And Beast Boy is doing his best to try to cheer up Conor because Conor was essentially 5 seconds late. And Hank just wouldn't wait. Of course, if you recall from the previous week's episode, it was essentially Dawn's fault. And before we get into more of this, I just want to get this off my chest because I thought this was stupid. Dawn did a lot of dumb stuff, okay, in episode 3. She killed her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, on-again, off-again boyfriend. She stole a bunch of stuff. She attacked a bunch of innocent GCPD officers, good ones. And she did it on national television. You would think that Dawn would either A, go to jail, B, quit the team, C, go into a mental facility for basically killing her boyfriend, and, you know, show some type of remorse other than just running away. That's what happens in this show. This is one of the reasons that Titans bothers me sometimes, okay? There are no stakes for the characters. All that happens when something bad occurs, they run away. That's it. Dick killed Tony Zuko essentially in the first season. He runs away. Dawn blows up Hawk She runs away. Rachel has issues. She runs away. Everybody runs away. Jason ran away. It shouldn't even be called The Titans. The show should be called The Runaways, because when trouble happens, they run away. Every single time. So anyway, moving on. Just had to mention that, okay? Because that is weird. It's like a CW teen drama thing. I don't know. It's just really, really weird. That is their go-to thing. Something happens. Oh, we're just going to run away. Whoa. But yeah, anyway. So I'm jumping ahead, but yeah. No repercussions for Dawn whatsoever in the previous episode. None. Absolutely none. Okay? So, Beast Boy trying to cheer up Conor. Conor's not having any of that. Conor says he's a freaking loser because he's a half-breed. And Gar takes offense. He's like, whoa, hang on a second there, pal. Whoa. What is this half-breed nonsense? And then Conor's like, well, my bad, but, you're just a person who can't really help me because you're green and you turn into animals. And he just tells the tiger to shut up. And BB's like, oh, okay, I see how it is. So he flashes the bird, and then he says, you're right. You're no Superman at all. It's like, ooh, teen drama. So suspenseful. Conor then sheds some teen tears and goes back to watching dishes. And I said, and I quote, am I watching the CW right now? This was on August 20th. I wrote, am I watching the CW? So then we have Dawn walks in, and she's like, okay, I know that, Conor, you think it's your fault because you're Wally in this show. And everybody dumps on Wally, like always, even though Wally's amazing. But you're the Wally West of our show. You're getting to be really good friends with Dick and Beast Boy and all these other people in Starfire. And that was Wally's role in the 80s. And that's your role, Conor, because we haven't really seen you do much other than jump really, really high and run fast. That's about it. So you're Wally, okay? You're going to change your costume. You're going to be Wally. So anyway, Dawn comes in all awkward. She gives everybody a group hug, and she's like, it's not your fault. She says, it is 100% my fault. And I'm like, yes, it is, girl. It's all you. You blew him up. You're making these kids feel guilty. You are a terrible mentor figure. Really, really bad mentor is Dawn. Enough said, okay? Then Dawn leaves the team and goes to Paris. Since the theme, something bad happens, Titans run away. It's the Runaways. It's what this show is. Okay, Dick is kind of sad, and he kind of looks like Bale from Batman Begins in this scene, so I was like, oh, okay, I kind of get this reference. I wanted to say, nice coat, or something, but it didn't really work. This is another thing that really bothered me about this episode, okay? And remember, this is all spoilers, peeps. All spoilers. All spoilers. Dawn wanted to rebound with Dick Grayson. Her boyfriend has been smoldering ash for maybe a day. Maybe a day, right? She tells Grayson, I want you to quit and you can come to France with me. And it's like, whoa, hold up the phone there, lady. You just got back together with one guy. He's been dead for literally less than one episode, and already you're ready to jump Dick's bones. What? Who is writing this? This doesn't make any sense. And Nightwing's like, nah, I'm not going to rebound with her because I have two other girls that are interested in what I bring to the table. A paralyzed girl and Starfire, an alien chick who's hot. So he doesn't, he lets her shoot, and then the layup fails, and she leaves, and then he goes back on the case to hunt for Red Hood. And I'm just like, they did not just do that. So it's like, you know what? People like it when Dawn and Dick flirt, and when they potentially are boyfriend and girlfriend. It's like, no, they don't, because she literally was just on Hank's lap in the last episode. This is beyond rushing it. You are jumping the fence or whatever. No. Dawn, bad. Go. Dawn leaves. Dawn's gone. And everybody's just kind of watching this going, what? Little Tim the Tool man there. So Bab calls after that awkward scene, and she's like, hey, your old flame's here. Well, she doesn't say that, but it's, one girl exit, another girl comes in, and Dick's kind of like, oh, Bab's called. Yeah, it's like, okay, all right. Feisty redhead. She calls and says, hey, Crane was almost shanked in prison. And Dick is like, what? What's going on with that? But there's no closure to that scene, because then they fast forward back to Wayne Manor, where now Gar is making pizza. Starfire attacks Gar randomly because she must not like pizza. And then after she comes out of her weird, trance, Gar is just like, whoa, finally some common sense. Stay away from me, you freak. You keep, every time you walk into the room, you punch me. It's like we're in that anime Wagnaria where randomly a girl has a fear of the guy. She comes in and she punches him in the face. No explanation. It's just, I don't like guys, so every time I see them, I'm scared of them, so Falcon Punch! That's basically what's happened to poor Gar. He's the punching bag of this series. Like, when they said Gar didn't really have an arc at all, his arc involves being punched in the face or burned to a crisp. Like, he plays opposite other characters. So essentially, there's some Gar, but not a lot of Gar. So anyway, Gar is Star's punching bag in this episode, more or less. Hated that, but I like their chemistry together. I thought the actors did a great job, bouncing off dialogue, and it was fun to watch when Starfire wasn't trying to flame broil Beast Boy, which happens on a couple occasions, and then afterwards she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I almost killed you, and it's like, really? Really? It's like, okay, it's great that you have remorse, but what is this, like the umpteenth time this has happened? And then she says something that gets Gar to completely drop character, because before he's all upset, like any normal person would be. Here's your teammate that just tried to kill you, and then she mentions, she's like, I'm having visions, and all of a sudden Gar stands up like he's a guard dog, and he's like, visions? Wait, Rachel had visions? I can help you! And it's like, Gar, what happened to that whole, she just tried to kill you, and you're actually on guard and ready to fight her, and she mentions the visions, and you're like, oh my gosh, I know you just tried to kill me, but I should probably help you with your visions. It's like, oh, who wrote this episode? Just, I have like a weird face, on my phone. So anyway, before the whole Gar incident, she also calls her shrink again because maybe he's going to have a bigger role, maybe he won't, maybe he'll be a love interest. Who cares? All you need to know is Gar forgives Star and wants to help her because visions! And we get a mini Beast Boy arc, sort of, kind of, not really. It's mostly about Starfire. In the Batcave, Beast Boy puts Starfire into Batman's sleep therapy machine that's made of a very indestructible material. This will be important later, so, jot that down as part of the quiz. You will be tested on this. So, Starfire gets put into Batman's nap chamber that's supposed to be strong enough to contain Superman. And this will prevent Starfire from sleepwalking and Falcon punching Beast Boy in the face. Which, out of all the people she goes after, this is what I don't understand, okay? During her sleepwalking, she's attacked Conor once. Either she got her butt handed to her in sleepwalking state, or Conor's just like, he can sense when she's coming and he just runs away. And poor Beast Boy is just always around whenever Starfire's having these weird visions. She's only attacked Conor once, and that was in one of last week's episodes. I can't remember which. It doesn't really matter. But, Conor can't be the punching bag because he's Superboy. So Beast Boy basically is everybody's punching bag, whether it's emotional or physical. That's basically what we've had from Gar for 2 seasons now. Two seasons. Hey, what up, Blackwing? How's it going, man? Thank you for being the awesome mod that you are tonight. Where was I? Gar, the punching bag. Oh, yeah, Batman's sleep machine chamber. Actually, you know what? I should probably... Let's take a little breather here. And I should advertise my stream. It'd probably be a good idea to do that. So let me do that real quick. I'm live right now. Doing my Batman podcast. Batman... sorry, not Batman. It's not... I mean, it's about Batman, but it's not Batman. Titans Season 3... Episode 4. Whoops. Repisode? I'm Scooby-Doo. Repisode? Wee! Episode 4. Okay. I'm a slow typer, okay? I'm not a very fast type. Episode 4, Titans Season 3. Okay. There we go. That works. That should be good. Yay, I advertised. Alright, now where's my thread again? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I had some issues, which I'm telling people about this. Obviously, I'm making a note of some of my disdain. Okay, so inside of the Batcave machine therapy thing used for meditation, because when Batman goes around the world, he needs his therapy nap chamber. Also, Batman's really old, so I can see him actually using this machine, right? Because he's old. So Nap time for Starfire. Starfire now is in this sleep chamber, and she's able to see her visions without hurting anybody. At least that's what the show is trying to describe to you, but of course it doesn't end out going well with that. Then we go to another scene where Dick is now breaking Scarecrow out of Arkham for reasons. And he explains later, after abducting Scarecrow, who's being sent to Blackgate, I need to do this to get you away from Red Hood, or before Red Hood can break you out. And they go on a road trip. Then it goes back to Starfire, who's now in the middle of nowhere with her car from the first season, that 70s Corvette thing. And Beast Boy's in the trunk. And he's like, how the heck did this happen? What is you? How did you destroy Batman's nap table? And she's just like, I'm sorry, Gar. I don't know. When I have these visions, I just want to kill everyone that's green. And he's like, what? Whoa. Back up that next part. I just ad-libbed that, but I'm just saying he's the only one being targeted. If Raven was there, Raven would slap Starfire silly and be like, no, you can't do this to your teammates. Bad teacher. Or Conor would be like, hey, you can't do that. I'm basically Superboy clone. But Gar, it's like, Gar is useless in this episode. He's fodder, and it sucks. So anyway, they have a cute little moment after Gar tries to run away from the psycho who put him in the trunk of her car and drove him to the middle of nowhere. And before he's able to run, I kid you not, before Gar is ready to turn in a tiger and get out of there and be like, this lady is abusive and a narcissist, I am out of here. She says, I'm sorry, Gar, I had another vision. And he's like, ruh-roh, another vision? Okay, well, I guess, Raven had vision, and Raven's not all bad, and I like Raven, and I miss Raven. So because I miss Raven, I'm going to help you, Starfire, because that's the right thing to do. Because it's not right when people have visions and they sleepwalk, even though I was literally thrown into the trunk of the car and driven who knows where. I don't even know if they're in Gotham anymore. Gar is just, I don't know. He's kidnapped, he's all kinds of stuff, and he's just like, oh, you said the magic word. She said the magic word, which the magic word is not therapy. What's the other word? Oh, right. Visions. Remember that. It's going to be on the quiz. So, Gar's like, well, if you had a vision, had a little detective moment there. I think randomly there's going to be a manhole cover under your car. Pushes car out of the way. Manhole cover to secret lab. Dun, 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 dun. Then we go back to Babs and Dick, who Barbara is covering for Dick with the Blackgate guy because he's like, hey, who's this guy being all Mr. Kung Fu kidnapping Professor Crane? And she's like, oh, that's Dick Grayson, and he's a cop from Detroit, except he's not a cop from Detroit, like, right now, and he's also not one of my cops, but he has a very good reason for kidnapping Dr. Crane. And Blackgate guy's like, Commissioner Gordon say, what? They don't really go much into that scene. It happened. I just thought I would, talk about it. But, of course, Dick wasn't really paying attention when he kidnapped Crane. He was very sloppy. He did it on camera. No suit. No mask. And he didn't even bother to hide his license plates. It's like, what's up with this show? It's like sometimes they really impress me, and other times it's like I'm watching a bad YouTube show. No offense to YouTubers, but what? Okay, let's breathe. Because I liked part of this. I did, but it doesn't feel like it the way I'm writing this. It is like, this is like one of the most sarcastic live tweets I've had in quite a while. According to my notes here, anyway. So, yeah. Dick was caught on camera busting out Crane, and now he's got an APB on him, which is a urgent something broadcast. I forget what it is, but it's bad. If somebody puts an APB on you, that's not good. That means, like, you're going to be alerting all kinds of different precincts, and even up to the state police and the sheriff if it's, like, real bad. And then everybody's going to be looking for you because you are a dangerous suspect. So Dick's really fancy car, which will probably be dropped in the next episode, by the way. Like, this APB is just going to vanish, just like Dove's version of feeling remorse for blowing up Hank is just going to kind of be like, well, I blew him up, I'm leaving and going to France now. Really? So this whole this is what you have to understand when you watch the Titan show. Sometimes plots just get dropped. I very much doubt Dick being in trouble with the police is going to continue next episode. It's just, they're not going to try to, do the whole Bruce Wayne wanted thing, where literally they say his name. She says, oh, that's Dick Grayson. He's a cop. It's like, he's living in Gotham now. You just told this other precinct about him. It's like, there's an APB on his car. Ugh! Whatever. So, Crane is not really doing very well as a hostage. He's trying to get into Dick's head, tell him all this stuff, and he mentions Hank's name, or Hawk's name, which was not a smart move for the Doctor, and Dick gets all, like, crazy, like he's going to shoot him. And it's like, who am I watching again? Is this first season Dick Grayson? Because I didn't like first season Dick Grayson. He was, well, his name. So, yeah. First season Dick did not like. And that's what we see a lot of until the end of the episode. And even we see some freaky stuff at the end of this episode. Like, Batman is just, he's the villain of the story. But anyway, Crane and Dick on a field trip to go somewhere that is important, mostly. And then it goes back to Starfire and Beast Boy exploring the secret lab, Scooby-Doo style. They then meet a strange scientist who is a big fan of the Titans. In fact, he's a super fan of Starfire, Beast Boy, and all the Titans. And he wants their autograph because reasons. The scientist kind of reminds me of the eccentric scientist that they had in Batman and Robin, who was played by that Glover guy who was the Riddler in the animated series. He's one of those eccentric guys. He's also all by himself down here in this hole. Like, nobody really knows what he's doing. He's just kind of there. So, yeah. That happens. But anyway, we come to find out that Starfire's visions, actually, are about her sister, Blackfire, who is in this secret lab, like, sitting in a prison cell, basically like Superman from Injustice. It's just this cell with red sun stuff and other science doohickeys that apparently weaken Tamaranians because the plot, and that's where her sister is. Yet, I'm sorry, even though they've stripped her of her powers, she is still able to use her telepathic powers to contact her sister and give her horrible nightmares where basically she is controlling her body because the plot. What? If I can understand if she wasn't inside of the cell that's dampening her powers and making her, quote, powerless, how was she able to reach out to her sister when she's in the power chamber? If she wasn't in the prison, then I can understand how she would reach out and be able to alert her. But the fact that she's in this, like, really big jail that prevents her from using her abilities, how is she able to use some of her abilities? It's like, I'm sorry. It's like, there's a board. This is what I really think that DC does right now. Whether somebody comes out of the closet or a character dies or a new villain is introduced that has a ridiculous name, DC, I kid you not, has a dartboard with names on the board. And then they throw the dart, and wherever it lands, that's the story idea for the comic. That is exactly how this show operates. They have some good ideas, this episode in particular. They have some good ideas, and wherever the darts fly and land on, that's what they're going to do. Yes, this is a jail cell that removes a character's powers, but we never said that it would get rid of her telepathic powers because reasons. So, there we go. Okay, that's the secret lab stuff. And then after that, after meeting with the eccentric scientist and learning all about the power dampening cell, we have another moment where Dick Grayson takes Crane to the safe house. And it turns out this safe house is Batman's summer camp for Robins. I kid you not. Batman takes potential sidekicks here, leaves them in the woods, and they have to survive by themselves, fending off wolves and bears and whatever else. And Batman comes checks on them like a really bad camp counselor who has you go and collect firewood in the middle of the night under no supervision. Not that it ever happened to somebody talking about it, but let's just say he's a really bad camp counselor. So this is a place that apparently has a lot of fond memories for Robin becoming a psychopath. So he takes Crane here because this is where he's going to trap Red Hood. Okay, why not? In this show on HBO Max, an R-rated Titans world, Batman's summer camp works. And it's, like, really weird. So anyway, Crane, we know that... actually, sorry, I'm jumping ahead. So at Batman's summer camp, inside the camp cabin, Dick is acting like a serial killer, you know, talking to Crane, and Crane's getting all kind of freaked out. And then he was like, well, I don't know how this is going to stop me from being killed by Red Hood. And Dick is like, shut up, Scarecrow man! You're not fooling me, dude! I know that you're pulling Jason's strings! I know everything because I'm the next Batman! And Crane is just kind of like, oh, you saw through our little ruse? And it's like, no, you idiot! Anybody watching this show who has 2 brain cells could see through this plot! Yes, Dick knows! You're here to be bait! So, yeah, that was a thing. I actually laughed during this moment. It doesn't say I laughed when I did this, but I can remember watching this, sitting this on the couch, and I'm just like, Crane thinks that Nightwing wouldn't know what's going on. Okay, that's great. All right, that's good. So then, you know, Dick Grayson, he's just kind of, Dick starts messing with him because he's not happy that Jason is basically his puppet. But if you really think back, a lot of the stuff, I hate to say this, a lot of the stuff that Scarecrow says to Dick Grayson makes sense when you think about the mind screwing that both Batman, Nightwing, the Titans, Raven, everybody did to poor Jason after he had the post-traumatic stress thing where he fell off the building, was almost killed by Deathstroke, and his mind went snickety-snap. And they, you know, kept pushing him and pushing him and pushing him and pushing him. In reality, Jason needed to go bye-bye and live in a happy home for a while till he could come to grip with what was happening to him. Putting him back out in the field and sending him back to Batman, who's even a worse parent than Grayson, was a very bad idea. Because Jason, who's already incredibly screwed up, went to go have visits with Crane, who's even more messed up than... Well, maybe he's not as messed up as Batman. I can't tell. Batman is the villain in this world. I've said this before. Batman is the bad guy in the Titans universe. He really messed up Dick Grayson to the point where Dick Grayson was basically like his Slaughter Robin. And then he trained another Slaughter Robin, but got really upset when that dude started offing police officers. It's like, you created a machine, and now you're upset with how it operates. This is your fault, dude. Take some responsibility instead of jetting halfway across the world, being like, no, Jason, I forbid you to go after the Joker. Yeah, okay, whatever. He goes after the Joker, dies. And then he takes no responsibility for it. I don't like this Batman. I don't. He's a jerk face. And we'll see more of him anyway. Not in this episode, but he's going to come back in probably the episode called Red Hood or Tim Drake. Yeah, let's have this Batman come and screw up Tim Drake, who's already a pretty decent kid. But, you know, they're probably going to do something terrible like kill Tim Drake's family or something like that. And then they're going to send this guy into Batman's world, which, oh, dear God, no. Don't do that. I actually liked him from the brief few moments I saw him. But anyway, Tim wasn't in this episode, by the way. I'm just going all over the place with these podcasts. So, where were we? We were talking about Crane messing with Dick, and then Dick starts messing with Crane. Yeah. So Crane basically knows everything. And when I mean everything, he knows Dick Grayson is Nightwing. He knows Barbara Gordon is Batgirl. He knows Jason was Robin. He knows Bruce was Batman. He calls him casually Bruce so many times, which makes Dick, like, have his eyebrows go up, like, oh, so you know everything. Well, that means I have to kill you, basically. So Dick just tells him everything. He tells him all these weird stories about, like, how Scarecrow uses fear, but, you know, Robins are the fear, or something weird like that. And Dick tells this bizarre story about summer camp where he killed a wolf and brought its severed head back into the cabin because he didn't just conquer fear, he killed it. And fear can't beat him. And Scarecrow's just like, oh my gosh, these guys are psychos. It's like, yes, R-rated Titans world, they're insane. They're all insane. Dove's insane. Nightwing's insane. Jason's insane. They all are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. These are not the characters that you think they were. Season 2 gave you a glimmer of hope. Heck, even the beginning of Season 1 was like, oh, the Titans are actually a cool group. Nah, Starfire goes around literally trying to roast people like marshmallows. Beast Boy is the only sane one, and you're like, oh my gosh, somebody please call Child Services to get Beast Boy out of this environment. Don't let anything happen to Beast Boy. And you know something bad is going to happen to Beast Boy this year. You just know it. He doesn't have any arcs. He has none. He's just, someone please think of the Beast Boy. Get him out of this environment. Make him leave. Go to Themyscira. Find Raven. Become a cat. Hang out with Raven. You're better off with Raven. Get away from these crazy people because they're just nutsoid. Slade was right. Slade was right! Oh my gosh! Everything Slade said about this group is true! They're narcissists! They're insane! And Scarecrow's right! To some extent. And Barbara's right. Barbara's the only sane one in the lot. She got out! She got out of this. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. We're back to Batman summer camp. So Crane, he knows everything. Dick Grayson says Bruce was Batman, which, even though Grayson knows everything, I thought that was kind of like a Naked Gun facepalm moment for me, because when Dick said, yes, Bruce Wayne was Batman, but, you know, he wasn't always bad. And I was just like, okay, let's just name drop the B-Man and his civilian identity in the same sentence. Way to go, Dick Grayson, master crime fighter. So I had a Naked Gun GIF where everybody in the baseball stadium face palms at the same time. I was just like, okay, Titans, let's keep rolling. What else are you going to do? Back at the secret lab, the Mad Doctor is still, like, basically simping for the Titans. And for whatever reason, because the plot allows it, Starfire hates her sister, right? But she doesn't hate her sister enough to want to go talk to her. Like, she really, really hates her sister. She was telling everybody, Season 2, Blackfire was bad news. Blackfire killed my boyfriend, who I wasn't allowed to marry, right in front of me. It's like, yes, use your anger, use your hate, you know? And then all of a sudden in this episode, she's like, I hate my sister so much that I need to talk to her. And it's like, what? You're going to go inside the prison cell and you're going to talk to Blackfire because what? What? Because she's in jail, you feel bad? She's a criminal. She was killing people. Of course the government's going to throw her in jail. It's my problem she's in jail. No, it's her problem because she was literally barbecuing human beings. In fact, she came to this world to kill people. She deserves to be in jail. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Okay. So against Beast Boy and the Doctor, Starfire goes in to have a chat with her sister. And of course, Blackfire winds up her sister because she's a master manipulator. She hits the wrong buttons. And one thing I liked was that her sister, Starfire, basically told her, well, you're not as bad as you think you are, girl, because you got taken down by a bunch of Earthlings. I was just like, you go, girl. Slay, queen. Slay. But then, of course, Blackfire says something about her melting Starfire's boyfriend, and then it becomes a standard chick fight in a jail cell, which the guy is like, well, I mean, they probably won't be able to use their powers, but then Beast Boy's like, wait, isn't Blackfire a better martial artist than Starfire? And it doesn't matter that they mention that because the plot doesn't care. Starfire just whoops her sister's butt. Like, not even, you know. You could probably think, oh, okay, Starfire learned to fight because maybe Dick Grayson taught her a thing or two, which he did in the comic books. He taught her different types of martial arts and stuff like that, when not just when they were, you know, bedtime sparring or whatever. So, yeah. But they don't make any mention of how she's able to beat her commander, which was her sister, but it's just because the plot says it, so Starfire has invincible armor at this point. It was a cool fight, I guess, but, you know, it's a chick fight. With a lot of slapping and punching and throwing. And it was kind of anticlimactic. It was just like, all right, you know what this scene needed? A random chick fight. Let's do that. Starfire wins. Flawless victory. Back at the Batman summer camp, Scarecrow is talking to Dick Grayson like a shrink. And then Dick Grayson also messes with his mind again. It's like they just decided, you know what? As a film production, we rented this cabin, and we're going to make use of everything in this cabin for this entire episode. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make any sense. We're just going to have Dick making tea and talking and having a therapy session with the Scarecrow. And the Scarecrow is just going to be sitting there. And we're just going to use up this cabin whenever we can because it took a lot of money to put that blasted Bat computer in this cabin. And we're going to film every aspect of it because reasons. And that's what they do. Like, I mean, there's really no point to these scenes in the cabin other than, ooh, look at this. It's an ordinary cabin, but aha! It's secretly a bat bunker. Who didn't see that coming? Everyone. Everyone saw that coming. Okay, so basically, Dick at the end tells Crane that I'm going to use you as bait to get Red Hood, and I'll know when he's coming. And Scarecrow's like, well, how are you going to know he's coming? And Dick is like, aha, because I have bat sensors all around this cabin. And as soon as Red Hood comes within the vicinity, a little red light is going to go off. Fitting that it's a red light because it's Red Hood. Little red light's going to go off, and I'm going to know where Jason is. And then we're going to fight. And I'm going to stop him once and for all. So right now, Dick Grayson, when he says, I'm going to stop him, it doesn't mean I'm going to beat him. He's going to kill Jason. Because Jason is beyond redemption. At least that's what he believes. And then, of course, Dick changes his mind because he's Dick Grayson. And Dick Grayson can't go around killing people. That's not what Grayson does, right? Exactly. So Dick waits for Jason to arrive. And then once the little red light goes off, then we switch to the Starfire scene because reasons. Starfire, after beating the tar out of her sister, her narcissistic, manipulative, mean older sister who killed her family, which they mentioned after Starfire beat around Blackfire. She's sitting there talking to Beast Boy and the professor guys. They're just kind of enjoying frozen pizza or whatever. I don't know. And she was like, yeah, she's like, she killed my sister. She killed my mom and dad. She killed my fiance. Blah, 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 blah. She's enslaved our people. But I feel bad that she's in this jail cell. And you know what? You can't have the girl in the jail cell. I'm going to break her out. And then I was just like, I'm sitting here. My mouth literally opens up. I'm like, what? You're going... because there's no stakes in this universe. So Starfire literally breaks her sister out of a government facility. And the reason why her sister was there is not because she was a visiting alien. She was killing Earthlings. A lot of Earthlings. We don't know how many people it took to stop Blackfire in Season 2. They'll never tell you. But it was probably like a whole army. And probably half of them died. But that's okay, Starfire. Your sister, her feelings are hurt. And this is a generation about feelings over, logic. So let's bust Blackfire out because even though you had this nice family heart-to-heart, even though she wiped out your entire family, breaking her out of jail means she's going to change and not come back as the main villain of this series. Oh, the naivety of Starfire. But that's why we like Starfire, right? Because she's stupid. That's why she needs Dick Grayson, because she's just not all there. But, I mean, this is the girl who was walking around with daymares trying to roast Beast Boy like a marshmallow. So, I mean, this isn't beyond reason, at this point. It's just kind of like, okay, I see what they're doing here. They're going to have Starfire break her sister out for reasons. And now, not only are the police after Dove, for Dove stealing $1 billion, but now the entire government, and this is probably going to bring Cadmus back into the thing, because the Titans have been off Cadmus's radar for a while, but you want to know what brings the government to your door much faster than you want them? Breaking into a government facility and unleashing their alien prisoner and doing it right on camera. So it's like, yeah, let's bring Cadmus back into the picture. And the guy even says, by the way, this is a Cadmus lab. Easter egg back to the second season and the first. There we go. And then finally, we get back to Batman Summer Camp where Red Hood has arrived and we have an epic fight between Red Hood and Nightwing. That was actually a really good fight. Doesn't last very long, but it's really good. Nightwing is ticked at Jason for telling Crane everything, and I mean everything about the Bat family. Like the Bat family that's known, and Batman's potential recruits, and all this other stuff. Everything. Everything about Batman, everything about how Batman fights, everything about the people. So Scarecrow basically can sell the information and wipe out the Bat family anytime he wants. So in this universe, Scarecrow's basically like a Don. A Don in jail, more or less. The fight goes really, really well. Babs had like a mini arc in this episode where she's trying to track down Dick Grayson to stop him from killing Jason. And the GCPD shows up at this secret Bat summer camp, like in helicopters. And everybody is telling Commissioner Gordon, Commissioner Gordon, we have a shot open. We could shoot Red Hood right now. And she sees him fighting Dick, and she's like, oh my gosh, Dick might die. And then she's like, okay, you have a green light, fire. And then who gets hit by the bullet? Nightwing! Why? Right in the shoulder again! I mean, do you know how many times Nightwing has been injured in this shoulder? Like, this shoulder is his kryptonite. Like, no matter what type of injury Nightwing gets, or Dick Grayson in Season 1 or Season 2, it's always the shoulder. You know? It's like, okay, let's give Nightwing another shoulder wound. Now, shoulder wounds hurt. Don't get me wrong. But the conveniency of this is just absurd. You know? I mean, but there you go, shoulder. So, I mean, when you're watching Titans every season from now on, make sure you have a bingo card. If Nightwing does not get injured in the shoulder in one season, then I would be amazed, because it happens every season now. Every season, shoulder wound. He got a shoulder wound when he fought Deathstroke, even though it was a flashback. It still counted because it was season 2. Season 1, he got a shoulder wound. I don't remember how. Probably when Raven was going crazy. I don't know. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Shoulder wound hype for the win. So that happened. During the fight between Red Hood and Nightwing, Red Hood gets away, takes Crane with him, and then Dick goes back to Batman Summer Camp, gives like his best bat glare, and then uses a swear word. I don't remember what it was, and then the episode fades to black, and that's the end of episode 4. I wrote down the most interesting part of this episode was the Nightwing story arc. I said it wasn't bad, but looking back on it, it was mostly okay. The Dawn stuff I said it quickly wrapped up, almost like last week's Teth meant nothing. And the fact that she tried to rebound with her ex-boyfriend after her other boyfriend was smoldering ash just shows what kind of character Dawn has, which is none! She has no character! She's just whatever she is. And then I said podcast will be Saturday, but there was no podcast. So that is Titans season 4 in a nutshell. Season 3 in a nutshell. With this episode, and it happened. Even though the episode was called Blackfire, there's very few Blackfire in it. She's a side character. For the most part, the show is about, which is weird because everybody was like, "Oh, I know what they're going to do. They're going to go to Themyscira and they're going to do all this stuff with Donna Troy and Raven, and then they're going to skip back to Gotham and give some time for the characters to breathe after the loss of Hank." No, that's what a good writer would do. That's what a good writer would do. Be like, we have these other characters that people are waiting to see, like Raven and Donna Troy and Themyscira. But you know what people want more? They want just to have that incident of Hank have no lasting impact, even though the guy was a great actor and a beloved character. We're going to go into the episode right after that, after the aftermath of that. And none of that mattered at all. None of it. It was just Hank got refrigerated. He's refrigerator syndrome. And not even in a good way. He's refrigerator syndrome for Dick Grayson. Sort of. Like, I can count on my hand how many times Dick says in episode 4, "Don't you dare say his name. Don't you dare say his code name. I don't want to hear you say his name from your lips." And it's like, wow, Dick. I mean, you showed you cared for Hank more when he was dead than he was alive. I'm sure he would have wanted to know that you guys were really good friends, but okay, that's fine. Don't mention Hawk's name. I just want to, walk up to Dick and just be like, "Hawk." And the punch to my face would be worth it because Dick is just annoying in the show. Like this episode. It's not the same Dick Grayson we met at the beginning of season 3 or even season 3 episode 2. From episode 3 and 4, we've just gotten a Dick Grayson that is even more insane now than he was in season 1. So it's like they're devolving backwards. I don't know. People are like, they DM'd me after I did my my live tweet, and they're like, "So where do you see the show going now? Besides the toilet?" I don't know. A smart writer would have been like, "We need to give these characters some breathing room and explore." The next episode is called Blackfire. Let's have this entire episode be about Blackfire. Nope. We're going to use our popular character Red Hood more in this episode, even though it has nothing to do with him. Red Hood's going to be the main focal point. And you go back, watch the scenes for this episode. How many times did Red Hood show up in comparison to Blackfire? His presence is more well known in that episode than Blackfire. The entire episode is named Blackfire. It should have been about Blackfire and Starfire. Heck, they could have even been in the budget. Let's see Tamaran. You talk about how much the sister Blackfire hated her family and went crazy and killed her parents and threw her sister into the pit and did all this other stuff. Okay, cool, show that. But they're just talking about it like anybody cares. And it's like, no, nobody cares about your pain. It doesn't make any sense. You deserve to be in jail because you are a killer. It doesn't matter that you're an alien and that your sister's here on Earth. You can't coax your sister into breaking you out because now you made your sister public enemy when she's a Titan and she's done lots of good things since the end of Season 2. But here's the thing. Other than getting back on Cadmus's radar, there's going to be no consequences for this. I guarantee it. I bet you there's going to be no repercussions from what Starfire did breaking out Blackfire other than Blackfire becoming the villain sometime this season and killing off another Titan, because you have to kill off at least 2 Titans a season. You just have to, because, I don't know, it's the only reason people get upset. And I think they're going to kill Nightwing this season. I feel like he's the one that is beyond redemption, and him dying is going to make Jason Todd, like, go back to normal, and then Tim Drake will be Robin, or be Jason's Robin, which is weird because they're the same age. I just don't see Dick surviving very long in this world. They're going to get rid of him eventually. He's not going to get a spin-off show. Originally, I thought he's going to be, like, a key character, and they'll kill him off, like, several seasons from now. Nope. I think that we're starting to see red flags for Dick Grayson. I really do. He almost died fighting Red Hood. He almost got shot in the face. So, I mean, I don't see him being the star. I know Red Hood is supposed to get a spin-off show, or at least they're trying to, so if he doesn't show up in the Red Hood show, then he's going to be fodder for probably Tim Drake or Starfire or somebody. I don't know. I just have a bad feeling. The more I watch these episodes, I'm just waiting for something bad to happen to Dick, besides the shoulder injury. Because, I mean, he's really getting better as Nightwing, but then they give him more crazy things to do, like breaking people out of Arkham and not even wearing a mask to do it, and just being like, I'm Dick Grayson, I'm bulletproof, I can do whatever I want. It's like, that's not Dick Grayson. You know, I just don't know. I want to like the season, but it started out good, and then Season 4 just kind of went too far down the rabbit hole, and making 10-year-old Dick Grayson a murderer of animals, I don't get it. There could have been non-lethal ways that he could have taken down the wolf, but I guess he wanted to show Psycho Batman that, look at how awesome I am for cutting off this wolf's head at summer camp and bringing it back to the table for us to eat or something. And Batman's just like, good, use your anger, control your fear. God, you know, it's just like, what? How is Batman raising these Robins? I don't know. I don't want to watch the next episode. Don't make me. I can't. I don't think I can take this show anymore. It's going to get crazier from here. It is. It's going to go more insane. Season 3, episode 4. No one else needs to die. Hank's death is enough. Lol, this show is taking the mature themes too far. I know, right, Blackwing? The best part of this episode is when Dove tried to rebound, off of Dick Grayson being like, you know what? We need to go to France together. Just leave all this. Come with me, Dick. And I'm just like, they did not just do that. That is wrong. That shows you that Dawn is just a very bad word when it comes to ladies in heat. It's just... I thought Dawn was supposed to be like the Barbara Gordon character, but she's just always hot for Dick Grayson and doesn't matter. And I'm glad Dick was like, no, this is wrong. You need to leave, and I gotta go catch Red Hood. It's like, good for you, Dick, having some type of backbone. I thought they were seriously gonna do like one of those Casablanca kisses at the plane, and then Dick would be like, I hate myself for kissing my dead ex-friend's girlfriend thing. I'm a horrible person, but now I need to find Red Hood. It's like, good for you, Dick, that you didn't do that, because the writers were pushing for more weird stuff. Oh my gosh. Imagine when the show brings Damian into this world. How? Well, I mean, I guess you could be like, well, Damian went on this world when Batman, we know Batman now, let's say he went to the Far East for a while, and then he hooks up with Talia during this time. Then we can explain that's how Damian was conceived. Then Damian comes in the show. They need a time skip. They need, like, a massive, like, time skip where Nightwing is much older, Jason's older, and Tim Drake is a more better Robin. But I don't want to see... I don't know if I want Tim to become Robin in this universe, because he's going to become crazy too. All the Robins do. I mean, I thought that Dick Grayson was the sane one of the group, more or less, outside of his, F Batman phase. But nah, he was cutting off wolves' heads for fun as a child. It's like, why? Why did they think that was something good to show? It's like, yes, we already know that Batman makes a lot of weird choices, but the fact that he literally is turning his sidekicks into tiny murderers, no one seems to have a problem with this. It didn't even seem like this is... let me explain this, okay? Why this does not work. This is not the same Dick Grayson that was hanging out with Donna Troy. She wouldn't hang out with Dick if she knew he did all this stuff at Batman's summer camp. And he probably told her things. He's a murderer of animals and who knows what. This is not the young Robin that we saw in the season 1 flashbacks where they got like that child actor to play the part. It's like these are two different Dick Graysons. Now, I know what you can say. This is how you can do it, okay? That's all. Let's back up our thoughts. Think of happy trees and happy Gotham. Gotham during the day, Gotham during the day, Gotham during the day. So you could argue that the Dick Grayson that we saw in Season 1 and Season 2 is from before Crisis on Infinite Earths. And after Crisis, we now have pet murdering. Or not pet. That wasn't Ace. That wasn't Ace the Bat Hound. It was just a wolf that was chasing Robin in the middle of the night for whatever reason. Now we have basically what happened in Crisis on Infinite Earths in the 80s, where Jason Todd and Dick Grayson were really normal characters. And then Crisis on Infinite Earths happened. Everything got a relaunch. Nightwing had issues with his dad, Batman, and was very angsty and grumpy, which we didn't see prior to those times. His, firing by Batman was something that he got over pretty easily, except he never went back to work with Batman when he was, during the Marv Wolfman and George Perez Titans year. They didn't even really mention Batman at all in those old books, But then come Crisis on Infinite Earths, they tried to move Dick Grayson back into the Bat family more. Jason Todd dies because Jason Todd is now basically the Dick Grayson from this show, who goes to Batman's summer camp and commits all these horrible crimes. And nobody likes him because he's a Dick Grayson in name, that I don't want to say, but yeah. And then Jason dies because of his own whatever, and Dick reluctantly comes back to Gotham, but won't become Robin again during A Lonely Place of Dying, and then it's introduced to Tim Drake. And, Batman changes. I don't see how Tim Drake can fix this Batman, which is what Tim Drake usually does. Tim Drake comes in and he fixes Batman because Batman needs a Robin, and without a Robin, he's insane. Which, yeah, without Robin, he did kill the Joker in this universe, but I don't know. I don't really know what Titans is doing anymore. I thought I had a rough idea how the show was going to go, but it jumped the shark. It did not just jump the shark. It took a monster truck and a ramp, and it jumped like 8 sharks, and then it went through like a flaming hoop of fire, and then the truck exploded, and you don't know what happened to anything to deal with the truck or the sharks. And when they do bring Raven and Donna back into the show, I don't know. But yeah, you can explain that the CW show messed up the Titans even more, because now it's kind of like, oh, we can do whatever we want, because the audience can just be like, hey, all those loose ends that happened and the character growth, we can get rid of all of that, and everything was reset differently. This isn't the same Earth where the Titans were on. This is a different Earth. And maybe they share the same Earth as the Doom Patrol now. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah, this show is just weird now, and it was always weird, but at least it made some type of sense. Like, you could tell that Robin, when he was a kid, he wasn't as screwed up as he was when he tried to kill Tony Zuko. Now you will realize that this Dick Grayson in Season 3 has always been a screw-up. He's always been insane. Like, I mean, the guy was he was being bred to be Batman. He was all-star Robin, more or less. And Deathstroke was right. Scarecrow's right about him. Even Jason is a cold-blooded murderer in this, he's right about Dick Grayson in a sense. So, yeah. I think Tim becoming Robin will break the abusement cycle Bruce puts in his Robins, though. Probably. We'll see. Crisis changed things forever. At this point, don't have any expectations or predictions. Just watch it. Yeah, I mean, I haven't made any prediction videos this year, Blackwing, so, I mean, I haven't wanted to. I give up. I had somewhat fun watching the episode, but mostly there was a lot of groaning involved when I watched it. A lot of shifting in my seat, so to speak, during the Blackfire and the Starfire exchange, because it looked like Starfire had some type of convictions, the right convictions that what her sister was wrong and she deserved to be in prison, but because it was her only family member and the only other alien on this planet, that she deserves to break out her murderous sister who's killed and broken so many crimes on Earth because whatever. And then basically the government guy lets her leave, and he's like, she's your problem now. Anything she does comes on your head, which will be foreshadowing when Blackfire does horrible atrocities, which you know is going to happen. But she has to be the big villain after Red Hood. Red Hood is only supposed to be in a select few episodes, but I don't think that's true anymore. I think he was supposed to be in select few episodes, but he is the breakout character this season, so he's going to be in a lot of episodes. Like, you're going to feel his presence. And this was supposed to be Blackfire's season that leads into a Tamaranian invasion or Starfire leaving Earth to go into an intergalactic space adventure or something. Because they have the budget for it now, even though it would basically be like probably, what's his face? J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. Although they actually got rid of the blue filter this year, which I didn't think they were going to do. So HBO Max got rid of the blue filter that nobody liked. And there's not even a lot of lens flare anymore either. Which I have noticed, actually. Tara could join next season. No, they already did the Jericho thing. The Nightwing versus Red Hood fights have been entertaining so far. I think we'll see a fight between the whole Titans versus Red Hood. I don't know if they have the budget for that. Yeah, so far Superman and Lois is the only good DC series. Yeah, I agree. The Superman and Lois thing was really good. Like, they did a great job with that. All right, so you guys have some questions, anything like that? And I'll do my best to answer them. Although I think I've gone over the show in pretty fine detail, as best as anybody could. Kid Flash is basically Conor. With Hawk dead, and since Dawn left the show, who would take up their spots this season on the team? That's easy. Revive Donna Troy, Raven, and Tim Drake. So, if the remaining Titans get out of this alive, you would have a team of Nightwing as leader, Starfire, Beast Boy, Conor, Donna Troy, Raven, and Tim Drake. So that's still 7 people. Wait, was that 7 in total? Hang on, let me see. Nightwing, Jason. Oh no, Nightwing, Hawk and Dove. That's 3. Beast Boy, Conor, Starfire. No, that was 6. And Jason would have made 7. So yeah, it's still 7. It's just it would be a different 7. So. Because you know Donna's coming back. Do you agree that the show is super rushed and that the fewer characters would help? It's super rushed, yeah. So far, the only good shows at this point are Stargirl and Superman and Lois. I haven't watched a lot of Stargirl. Episode 5 is Lazarus is next. Oh, Donna Troy. So they're actually they're gonna resurrect Donna Troy now. Okay, that's cool. Do you think that Wally West would make an appearance? No. Connor's Wally West. You looking forward to Jay Garrick on Stargirl? He'll be played by the same actor. Yeah. What happened to the lady Blackfire possessed at the end of season 2? I don't know. She might be the same actress. I don't remember. She was walking free the last time we saw her, but apparently they threw her in a government jail and then Starfire broke her out. So, I don't know. K-Wing, is Keaton becoming the main Batman of the DCU still happening? I heard Keaton was only signed on for the one movie, and J.K. Simmons is back for the Batgirl movie. J.K. Simmons is attached to the Batgirl movie, but he hasn't signed on officially yet. They're considering him, like, highly, and nobody knows what's going on with Ben Affleck. Like, this is dumb, but I thought I would just talk about this. I don't know if this is true or not, but this is weird. So, with the Keaton Flash thing, apparently Batman is going to be a bad guy in the Flash movie. Like, not only are you going to have an evil Flash, like Barry Allen, but you might have 2 evil Batmen, like an evil Ben Affleck Batman and an evil Keaton, meaning Ben Affleck and Keaton would have to fight their evil versions, or one or the other. because not everywhere in the multiverse is what they're saying are good guys, which makes sense. I mean, there are some Earths where, but Keaton kind of let something slip out by accident, where he was talking about his Batman doing some stuff against another version of his Batman, and then he quickly corrected it to another Batman, but it's still that, slip happened. And people are saying, well, maybe Keaton was just talking about Ben Affleck or something, and it's like, no, I think he literally just accidentally spoiled that there's going to be doppelgangers of good and evil in this Flash movie because of the multiverse or something. So you might actually get to see Keaton be evil, act opposite himself, being 89 Keaton, which would be weird, but the fact that there's an evil Barry Allen that's not Reverse Flash and doesn't have the Reverse Flash's costume, I guess anything is in the realm of possibility. I don't know. Well, I'm off to sleep. Later, Black Knight. Swamp Thing was good, but canceled, yeah. Ben Affleck is with J-Lo. Ben Affleck is coming back to film Flash stuff at the end of the last week of August and into the first couple weeks of September. But yeah, right now he's on the J-Lo train. And they are seen in public quite a bit. They've been having their kids have play dates and all kinds of stuff. I'm happy for him. If he's happy, great. If he comes back and does more Batman stuff, great. What's your favorite Nightwing design? Chuck Dixon. How long do you think this Red Hood storyline will continue? He's the most popular character in the show. They're going to bring him in often in this show. Jason's presence, even when he's not on the season, you'll still feel his presence in the show. Because they want to spin off and do a Red Hood show. He's that much of a breakaway character. I knew Red Hood was going to be big, but I didn't realize that he was going to be this big in the series. I thought he was going to show up a little bit, and then that would be it. But, so far, I think there's only 10 episodes this season, or 12. I don't remember how many. I forgot to look at the episode order, but he's supposed to be in the Red Hood titled episode, the Tim Drake episode, and then another episode after that. So out of the, we'll say 10 or 13 episodes, Red Hood is in episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the Tim Drake episode, the Red Hood episode, that's 7. Oh, wait, no, that's 5, 6, that's 6. And then he's supposed to be in 1 or 2 more episodes after that. So, that's a lot of episodes for Red Hood. When before he was only supposed to be in 4 episodes or something. The Gotham arc was supposed to be much smaller. Maybe the pandemic changed it. I don't know. How much could they do with the Red Hood show? I don't know. Ben Affleck will probably be in the movie 10 minutes. The opening Barry will help him and then probably have a conversation maybe at the end or something. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. The fact that Ben is going back to film stuff, it tells me that there's probably going to be more Ben Affleck. Keaton was there for quite a while, so there's going to be more than 10 minutes of footage for Keaton, apparently. Although how much of that's going to make it in the movie, we don't know. Do you think Under the Red Hood and Injustice sparked this newfound popularity of the character? Yeah. Yep. Under the Red Hood movie, the Injustice games, the Arkham games, that kind of stuff have sparked a lot of interest in Red Hood. Without a doubt. Totes. Mm-hmm. Can you do a new Nightwing lore with Rebirth? I'm going to be doing Nightwing comic book things, starting this week. Because I've had a chance to go over the Nightwing comics, and just like I did with the 89 Batman video, I'm going to try to do a Nightwing one a month. Reverse Flash could happen in the comics. He did surgery to look like Barry, so an actor who looks like Ezra could play him. Yeah, it's possible Sammy Bear King, but I don't think so. So this season is more like Arkham Knight with Jason and Scarecrow working together. I think Jason's going to kill Scarecrow. I don't think Scarecrow is going to be a very big villain after a few more episodes. I think Scarecrow's going to die. I think Jason's going to kill him, or Blackfire will. I always thought that Red Hood and Blackfire would end up working together, but I don't think so. Red Hood's probably going to end up disappearing or something like that. I hope they bring the Ra's al Ghul into the season, but they're not going to. Will Blackfire be the villain later on in the season, or not at all? She was supposed to. She was supposed to be the big bad of this season, but it's not looking like it so far. Roy Harper for the Red Hood series would be awesome, I suppose. I wonder if the Batgirl movie will be set in the past because Affleck's Batman film was supposed to feature Babs teaming up with him to fight Deathstroke. I mean, Batman's movie was not set in the past. It was set after the events of Zack Snyder's Justice League, because Deathstroke was coming after Batman because he knew his identity. And then Deathstroke was basically playing like a horror movie shark, killing all the people in killing all the people in Batman's life to get to Bruce. So Alfred would die, Commissioner Gordon would die, and some other people would die. And then they'd bring in characters like Lucius Fox and some other stuff. But Alfred was supposed to be killed off in Ben Affleck's Batman movie because it's going to be very emotional. And Deathstroke was just going to go around, you didn't know who was going to die because lots of people would die. Yeah. So did Roz revive Jason, or was it the weird Scarecrow jug? We'll find out in the episode Lazarus. Titans should just be canceled. I don't know. I mean, it's weird, but I don't know if I agree with canceling it. I want to see how the season ends. Maybe not renew the show for a fourth season, though. I think they need to do a spin-off show now, because it doesn't really feel like a show about the Titans. It feels like the Titans are side characters. Like, if they want to go ahead and they want to make a Gotham show, like, just take Nightwing and Red Hood and Tim Drake and Barbara and Bruce and Gotham and take it out of the show, make like a 5-episode miniseries, and just like have Starfire lead the Titans. Like, have the Titans be about Starfire and Conor and Beast Boy and Raven and Donna and maybe Dove, maybe not Dove. She can hang out in the Gotham show. They don't really, with Nightwing out of the way in like his other show or whatever, it would be a better show because Nightwing is the focal point of this entire show. I can see now why they wanted to call the show, they had a different name before Titans. It was like the Birds of Prey, or not Birds of Prey. I think it was like, I don't remember what it was called. It was something about birds, and it had Barbara Gordon, Dove, Hawk, and some other people. It was the original TNT idea, and it had some Titans characters in it. The problem with having all these Gotham characters in the show, even though this is just a pit stop this season, like only 5 or 6 episodes out of the 13 episodes are going to be in Gotham, supposedly, but I doubt it. I think that most of the season's going to be in Gotham. I feel that the Gotham characters take away from the Titan-esque aspect of the show. The first season was mostly all about Robin and Robin's quitting Batman and all the stuff that he dealt with. The second season was about Robin becoming Nightwing. This season is about Nightwing dealing with a world without Batman in it and all the crazy stuff that's happening to his team being back in Gotham. It doesn't feel like a greater Titans threat. The Titans feel like side characters. Yeah, Blue Beetle is getting his own movie. He's not going to show. I mean, the only thing interesting they can do is go to Starfire's home planet in season 4. Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's what they should be doing. This is off topic, but have you seen the No Way Home leaks? No. To answer your question, earlier season 3 has 13 episodes because the whole list is out. Oh, it is. So it's a Nightwing show. Yeah, it's basically a Nightwing show. Yeah. Yep. Nightwing's been in it more than anybody else. He's in every episode. If it wasn't a Nightwing show, then, yeah, there would be other stuff. Because think of it this way. How many minutes on your hand can you count how long Starfire and Beast Boy showed up compared to Dick Grayson? This entire season. How many scenes has Nightwing had over everybody else? He's the star of the show. He's the star of the show, and the Titans are his sidekicks. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like they're a team. If they were a team, they would get equal screen time. He's the big star, the big Hollywood guy from Pirates of the Caribbean or wherever he's from. I don't know. And he is the focal point. The only way they'll get rid of him is if he doesn't want to do the show anymore. And from what it appears, he likes doing the show. I don't know why. He's not a big Nightwing fan. The only reason he tried out for the role is because he thought he was going to play Nightwing in a live-action movie. He thought he was going to play opposite Ben Affleck. That's why he auditioned for the role, because he knew enough that Dick Grayson is a very popular comic book character, and he thought it would be a very lucrative, blockbuster film career. And then afterwards, when they sat him down and they said, no, this is not for, you're not going to be Nightwing in the movies, they still talked him into doing the TV show, and he did it. But that's not why he signed up for it originally. So as long as he's involved, yeah, he'll be the star of the show. But, I mean, I really think he deserves his own show as Nightwing, but I would like to see him be a little less crazy, because what I'm getting with my Robins right now is an algorithm of Dick Grayson and Jason Todd and Tim Drake and Azrael and Stephanie Brown and all these other Robins personalities cohabiting the body of the Robins at the same time. Like, one time you'll see Dick Grayson act like Dick Grayson, like he'll be quipping and, smiling or acting all, like, using the Dick Grayson charm and all that other stuff. And then the next moment, he's acting like a psychopath like Jason Todd. And Jason Todd, one moment, is acting kind of like Dick Grayson, all sweet and nice. And then he's acting like himself, but like murderous Jason Todd from Pre-52. And Tim Drake, I don't know how many personalities Tim Drake's going to have. I guess we'll see. He might be a multiple personality Robin too. I don't know. I don't like my Robins being crazy. I don't mind if you make Batman nuts. That makes sense. But Robins are supposed to be the light to Batman's darkness, and they're just as dark, if not darker. They might even be darker. I'm just saying. No, I think the Matt Reeves Batman movie is going to be rated R. They should reboot the show with Teen Titans show. What do you think of the Red Hood actor? I think he's doing a great job. I mean, he's a young actor playing an older part. I really think they should have done a time skip after he died, though, because literally what happens in this show is... Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Jason dies, and then immediately after... he comes back as Red Hood, like in the span of weeks instead of years. And with his costume, he looks like he's just the same height and age as Nightwing. Like, Jason is supposed to be a grown man as Red Hood. He's not supposed to be a teenager, so that feels weird. It's like they're familiar with Batman stories, but like I said, at DC Comics, which you can't prove me wrong, at DC Comics and at HBO Max or the Titans show, they have a dartboard with names listed, and they throw darts to see what sticks. And that's how they do their storylines. That's how they decide who's going to die in the show. That's who they decide who they're going to make come out of the closet, or who they're going to take all their money, or who they're going to have become a murderer, or whatever. That's how DC operates, and it's sad and it's pathetic, and you can see it because there's no thought process behind any of this. When it comes to their comic books and when it comes to their TV shows, the only things that are thought out right now are their video games. But the fact that they delayed the Gotham Knights game, that's troubling, because I've heard they got rid of one of the writers involved and they brought in a crazy DC writer. So that... I don't want to say it, but let's just say that Tim is probably going to act different in the game. So I don't think you'll get any Stephanie Brown Easter eggs. They're probably going to throw Bernard into it. The fact that they delayed the game and they brought in another writer, that is terrifying, because they're probably going to do their best to appease Twitter. I would bet a lot of money on that. Like, maybe I should, because I know gambling's wrong, but I could use the money. So, you think Barbara's gonna die next? Holy crap. Well, I mean, it's not like she can really run away or anything like that. I don't think they're gonna kill Barbara. They might, but if they kill Barbara, then Dick is just gonna be there. If you kill Barbara, there's no way back for Dick after that. Like, already right now, he's ready to kill Jason. If you kill Barbara in the show, which fans actually like, Barbara was supposed to have a big role in the Titan show in season 2, and she didn't show up. Like, they basically gave Dove the part of Barbara Gordon in season 1, as Dick's ex and things like that. Batgirl, Jeff Johns' original vision of the show is it was going to be Robin, Batgirl, Hawk, Dove, Donna Troy, Raven, Beast Boy, and Starfire. And the past team would have consisted of Batgirl, and, Batgirl being paralyzed and stuff like that is one of the reasons why the team broke up. At least one of the drafts was that. They were going to use the Killing Joke thing as a reason for why Dick is so angry and things like that. But they decided not on using Barbara Gordon, and they went with the other stuff that they did. But Barbara Gordon was originally attached to it when it was going to be a TNT show. And not much has really changed from the TNT show. Robin was going to be mad at Batman. He was going to be off on his own. And he was going to forge the Titans again or something like that. So, but then they changed some stuff. And they're like, well, we always use Batgirl. So let's bring in Dove and have her be Robin's ex-girlfriend because reasons. And then we're going to have Hawk and Dove are always romantic. But we're going to throw Dick in the middle to make like this really unnecessary love triangle that's just, it is what it is. So that's what they did. You don't really like this incarnation mostly because of that scene with Bruce. Yeah, it's a mixed bag. And not like she can run away. Yeah, I know. I thought about that before I said it. And I don't know why, but I feel like they're going to give Barbara a prosthetic or something. They could. I mean, the actress has a prosthetic in... She can wheel it. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Wheels. What would you think about a Young Justice spinoff with Superboy and Tim Drake? Yeah, totally. I want there to be a spinoff show of Titans because I believe the Titans deserve their own show. The only reason I'm watching this show is because it has Nightwing in it. Zelda, no. I watched the show mostly because it has Dick Grayson. Like, Dick Grayson is my favorite character in the Titans universe when Wally West isn't there. And Wally West, we know we're never going to get Wally because Wally's on the CW and they can't use Ginger Wally because people will be mad. People will be like, well, a select group of people would be angry on Twitter and be like, that's not Wally West. Wally West is this on the CW. You can't have this guy play Wally. And this is the only problem I have. Like, I've seen this happen quite a bit, actually. Because people who are kind of stupid and don't know comic books, when they saw Wally West, like Ginger Wally, and they were introduced to Wallace West on the CW, they said some pretty spicy things, some racy things about Wally and DC and things like that. So if Wally West shows up and he was Ginger Wally, Twitter would have a heart attack because they would say that DC is racist for changing the race of Wally. So the only problem I have in comic books when you race swap is you can't go back. If you go back, you're racist. Which it really shouldn't be a problem. Like, if you could go back and forth, like, a few years Batman is black and then he goes back to being white Bruce Wayne, or they make, Dick Grayson black and then he goes back to being white, or he's Asian or whatever. As long as you can flip back and forth, I don't see a problem with, like, race swapping. But if it's a permanent change, that's always a problem because then it restricts you creatively. Like, say I wanted to come into DC Comics and I'm more familiar with the original Batman, and he's been, we'll say, Middle Eastern now for, 5 years, and I want to write about the original Bruce Wayne and do, like, Bruce Wayne stories. And then I change it back, I would probably have a hit on me because I did something horribly wrong, which there isn't any problem doing it because they're fictional characters. It doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter that they're white and you change them to black or vice versa, there should be no problem changing a character's race at any time. Unless that character was specifically made to be that race, which a lot of comic book characters were. So I wouldn't go and make Jon Stewart white just for the sake of it. But if a character was originally their original race, I would change them back. And then if they wanted to change it later, go for it. There shouldn't be any type of canceling or problems with that. But, Twitter and Tumblr and all these places would have heart attacks and, send angry mobs at people. So Ginger Wally would never be able to appear on the HBO show. Like, you could never bring classic Wally in because people are familiar with how Wally West is on the CW, and because he's on the CW, they can't use him in the Titans. So Conor, in a sense, is not really Superboy. He's basically Wally West. If you've seen how Conor interacts with the Robins and Nightwing and Beast Boy, he's basically a Flash. He doesn't really do a lot of Superman stuff. Occasionally, he'll use his super breath. But for the most part, what do you see Conor doing? He's running. He's always running. He's jumped like once or twice. He's lifted up something once or twice. But for the most part, he just runs into people and walks away. Go back and watch the first episode of Season 3. He runs into a guy and then just brushes himself off. Like, they're not even trying to hide that essentially the Conor character is Wally. You know? I'm just saying. Yeah, Quicksilver. Yeah, they should just make a Bat Family show at this point. Exactly. Beast Boy needs a storyline. Well, get used to disappointment. It's not going to happen. All the stuff leaked for Beast Boy this year, like before they started filming, like all the story like stuff. And the people that get arcs this year is Nightwing, Red Hood, Starfire, sort of, Blackfire, sort of. Did I say Red Hood already? Tim Drake, later, and Barbara, a little bit. Although Barbara's stuff might all be done. We'll see. If she just randomly dies, I think Red Hood's going to kidnap her to get to Dick. She could die, but I don't know. I think that people would get mad, though, if they killed Barbara because she's an amputee, so meaning she's bulletproof. Like, I don't think you'll ever see Starfire or Beast Boy. Maybe Beast Boy will die because nobody really cares about poor Beast Boy in the show. Like, he doesn't get to do anything. Just when you think he's going to get a really cool line or something, Starfire or Conor or somebody else takes it, and Beast Boy's just a punching bag. I liked Beast Boy. He was like a really fun character. He hasn't really done much at all other than just like he's in the background. You know, did you know he's supposed to be changing into different animals this season because they're on HBO Max? That's supposed to be the big draw with Beast Boy, is he's actually going to get different abilities and not just be a tiger. Like, this is the last time this season, supposedly, that he's going to be a tiger and he's going to actually change into different animals, which will give him more to do. But before, they didn't really have the budget to do stuff. So, I mean, Beast Boy is essentially the comedy relief for the show, but only when things get too dark, like, is when things happen. Like, go back and look at Season 2, for instance. When all the Titans ran away and left Beast Boy behind at the Titans Tower, we had an entire episode where Beast Boy was just trying to get the team back together and just living in Titans Tower for months on end. And that was a Beast Boy-centered episode, but was it a really good episode for Beast Boy? I mean, it just felt like he was kind of filler until the rest of the team showed up. That's at least how the writers portray Beast Boy. And I feel that really competent writers could do a lot more with Beast Boy and Ryan's character. They don't for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe they're waiting for Raven to come back so they can have more scenes together. I don't know. Because you know that they're going to push the Raven and Beast Boy thing. So, yeah. Which makes sense. I mean, Raven and Beast Boy were a thing in the comics, so. He's turning into a tiger and a snake. Oh, he did do the snake. I forgot about the snake. This is just me, but I would replace Donna with Cassie. You're getting Donna again. The actress is really popular and people really like her. My hopes are better than Season 1 and 2. I wish this doesn't turn into a Batman family show. Wish denied. K-Wing, are you more excited to see Gotham Knights or Suicide Squad kills the Justice League? I was more excited for Gotham Knights until they changed the writer. I'm worried now. I don't know what they're going to do with Gotham Knights anymore. I want to have my worries put to bed, but the fact that they got rid of, or rather the really talented writer left and they brought in somebody from DC Comics that's kind of... I'm concerned. Now, it's possible they just brought somebody in to, do some tweaking of the storyline and maybe not overhaul it, but I don't know. Like I said, I have a bad feeling. I have this feeling in the pit of my stomach that something bad is going to happen now because they delayed it. That's all. I'm not saying that the gameplay is going to be bad, but I think the storyline is going to be very different than what people think. Almost like it was 2 different games that we were looking at. Like, we started on one Earth, and then we all shifted to another Earth, where the new game is not going to be what we saw at the DC fandom thing last year. But I could be wrong. We'll see. I don't know. My gut just tells me that something is off. If in fact, that they're not really saying anything at all about... I hope they don't push the Gar and Rachel thing because of the age gap between the actors. Yeah. You think they're going to bring Hawk back? How? How are they going to bring Hawk back? Hawk is toast. Toasty! Well, no, I think okay, fine. I will tell you my theory, all right? Remember how 6 months ago I told you they were going to make one of the prominent Batman characters play for the other team? And 6 months ago, people told me, no, that would never happen. They could never get away with that. That would cause a lot of problems. That would bring up a lot of pedophilia with Batman and Robin. They would never do that. Well, of course, DC did that. 6 months ago, if I'm not mistaken, not long after that, Gotham Knights went all quiet. And 3.5 months later, they replaced one of their lead writers with potentially someone who was involved with some stuff with Timmy and some stuff at DC where they write some things that are very, we'll say, spicy. So, if all the puzzle pieces are falling into place and the game was actually ready to go and DC, because remember, they're not at Discovery yet. Like, the Discovery thing is not finalized until May of 2022. So Warner Brothers can do whatever they want, whenever they want, until everything is finalized. Like, they're still the captain of their own ship. If they want to burn their ship down, they can. That just means Discovery will just have to rebuild it and build it better, which probably they can do. But the fact that we used to have information trickling in about the game every once in a while, up until about 4 to 5 months ago, where everything went completely dark, and that's when they started changing some things. And then the game got delayed a year and all this other stuff. So, I don't know. I'm a pessimist by nature. That's why I'm a very educated Batman person, is because I am a dark person. I do not see the best qualities in people. So, my mind is going with a lot of red alert about what's happening in terms of the storyline for Tim Drake now. Because I don't think that, other than maybe offshoot mentioning, like, he had a girlfriend or something about maybe Stephanie being DLC, or who knows, you know? I feel like that because of the delay and because of the little writer swap and consulting things moving around and some things going on behind the scenes, that they are going to heavily be pushing what they were doing with the character 6 months ago, before they made it official in August. And with the big push that's happening December, I don't know. I really feel like the Gotham Knights game is going to go in a very different direction that is going to cause a lot of problems. And, you know, I don't know what I do after that. I mean, I still cover the game, but, you know, if I say something, then I get canceled or whatever for saying the truth. I don't know. So I kind of hate when this stuff happens. I could be completely wrong. I hope I am. I hope it's just development things, but I'm very rarely wrong when it comes to things happening in the comic book industry. It's like freaky accurate, especially when it came to development woes for Arkham and all this other stuff. All the predictions that happened with the game, I was pretty spot on. To, like, you know, almost like otherworldly. So I don't know. I've had like this spider sense going off for like months, and the fact that everything's quiet, I can't hear anything. None of my contacts who used to be at DC know anything. My WB Games person is still around, but there's no info whatsoever about anything. No crumbs, no anything. It's like everything is Fort Knox, but like not, because there's not a lot of people that are urgently working on this. Supposedly. And the Lego game is just kind of in really bad shape. Like, all my friends, all the people I knew at Traveler's Tales, all gone. The last one announced on his Twitter 2 weeks ago that he was leaving the company. all the big talent at that company is gone over this Star Wars game. Like, they're literally just releasing ports this year. Like, I kid you not, Lego Marvel is getting a port in October for the Switch. Like, they could be porting Lego Batman games, though, because it's the anniversary of Lego Batman 2, like, literally in 6 months. Less than 6 months. So, I don't know. I just can't shake that something is going to happen that's going to divide Bat fans even more than August. Like, I mean, December's really going to tick people off. Because I got people calling me a liar all the time and stuff. Like, it doesn't say he only dates one sex. It's like, just wait till December. And if you say anything, then people are going to be like, you're a terrible person, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, but if they were really playing for both teams, then it wouldn't be a problem. But if they, do what they're doing with, which is weird because I thought Superman, the new Superman, was with the Brazilian Wonder Woman, and everybody was like, oh, that's great. But now, supposedly, some comic book pros are bragging about that they're changing Superman, a.k.a. Conor. Or not Conor. What's his name? Oh, gosh. They made him older. Jonathan. Because he's Superman now, but he's not Clark Kent. Because you can never make Clark Kent or Batman, whatever. But anybody who's using the mantle of those names, you can mess around with. And since technically they're Superman, then yeah. So I don't know what's going on anymore. It's Spider Sense going off. I don't make videos on it. Nobody watches these streams anyway, so it's like, SJWs are super lazy people. So them going through a 2 or 3 hour stream is pretty much like a needle in a haystack. Like, they're really stupid. So, I mean, sometimes I bring up random stuff in my streams because the possibility of somebody watching one of these back is, like, next to nothing. No offense to people that like watching this. I'm just saying, like, The Injustice 3 thing, that is a huge potential. That is. Like, NetherRealms has been teasing that for quite a while. I don't know what the storyline would be about, though, because Superman apparently won, so you would have brainwashed Batman and whatever else they're going to do with it. But I just want them to port, like, if this is a year of ports for Warner Brothers, and next year, right? Why can't we have an Arkham game on the Switch? Why? Just give us Return to Arkham. Give us that terrible, watered-down port and have it on the, what do they call it? The, what they did with the Doom game. Help me out, guys. What do they call that service? Cloud service? Give us Arkham in a cloud service on the Switch. Why not? You can do it. These games are sitting here. There's an audience that plays these games. I played this game for 5 years on YouTube. I had hundreds of thousands of people watching until the 6th year where views started to drop because people were like, oh, you're still playing this game. Yes, I'm playing this game because I like the Arkham games. It's pretty clear. I literally am doing a podcast with the Vicky Vale show right there. Right there. I got it working again. Am I sick of hearing the David Ayer thing? No. I mean, I hope the guy would have it. I hope David Ayer gets to release this thing, but I don't know if he ever will, guys. I mean, I liked the Suicide Squad movie, the new one. It was just really violent, and I watched it when I was half awake. So I was kind of in and out of the movie, but it didn't put me to sleep. I was already falling asleep because of all the work I do. I was just sitting here on my TV, just like I am right now with you guys. Right now I'm watching the rain. If I was talking quieter, this could be ASMR. Listen to the rain in Gotham with the thunder and the lightning. Fine. I'll tell you what I did. I did something really weird. I recorded an ASMR Batman video that I was going to post on Twitch. 40 minutes of me just walking around going, I'm Batman. And have Batman walking around in the rain and the puddles. Because there's literally ASMR people on Twitch doing all kinds of bizarre stuff. And I'm like, you want to know what they don't have on Twitch? Batman ASMR. And one night, I had a lot of cereal. And I just was here for 40 minutes recording a video with Batman literally walking around like this, stomping in puddles. I kid you not. Like, and I had the sound like all the way up. Wait, where am I? There we go. I had the sound all the way up so you'd hear his walking feet. You'd hear him walking in puddles. And I'd do some running. You know? I was just being super weird. I don't know what it was. I was just like, no one's ever done a Batman ASMR, so I'm going to do one. It was stupid, and I still haven't released it because I have no idea what people would think of that. I think it's one of the dumbest ideas I've ever had, and I was up really, really late that one night. It was like 3 a.m, and I just decided to record this stupid thing, and I have it sitting on my hard drive, and I have no idea what to do with it. It's there. It's stupid. I would love it. Luke gets high off cereal, noted. Well, I had a box of cereal. It was Lucky Charms. I mean, this is literally ASMR. This is all this is. I mean, listen to the ambience. You could, if I wasn't talking, you could fall asleep to this. You got the rain, you got the thunder. The only thing that disrupts this that gets annoying is if you're in a certain part of Arkham Knight, there's tons of police cars running around, so you hear the woo, woo, you know? Like every 10 to 45 seconds. It's super annoying. But if you go to different parts where the water is near and stuff like that, you have the thrashing waves and things like that. So you don't hear the police sirens too much. That's kind of nice. Petition for Luke, the ASMR Batman video. No! Wouldn't hurt to release it. It would be so... That'd be, like, dumb. This isn't related to the stream, but which novel do you prefer, The Dark Knight Returns or The Killing Joke? I want to say The Killing Joke, but it's just because it was so well written. But I also really like The Dark Knight Returns because it tells, you know, of a world where Batman quit and he comes back and how much the world has changed and how it's a reflection of society and things like that. And The Killing Joke is mostly a psychological book about like what happens to a person's sanity when they have one bad day. You know, which it is possible for someone to literally become Two-Face, I guess. I mean, sorry, Joker. But I don't know if it would be just one bad day. I think he had a lot of extreme circumstances in that book, if he's even telling the truth, you know. He lost his family, he lost his job, he was having his life threatened by the mob, and then he got into a confrontation with Batman. He fell into a vat of acid that was supposed to kill him. He survived. It bleached his face, his whole body, and, you know, fried his brain, and that was it. I really believe that how he snaps is not necessarily all the events that happen, because, yeah, he's on his way to becoming a bad guy, but I think that the chemicals that got inside of his body is what made him insane. I don't think it was just the shock of seeing his appearance. I think he was already going crazy as it was. And maybe, you know, the jolt to his system was when he saw his, you know, clown-like appearance. But I really believe that the chemicals from, you know, the Ace stuff really messed with his brain. Because literally his, you know, his entire skin got bleached. I'm pretty sure that when he fell into the vat of acid, I don't think he closed his mouth right away, so probably some of it got inside of his mouth. Or it also could have gone inside his nose and his ears. So there's no way his brain would be untouched by that, you know, goop. I don't believe that. So I think it's more than just a psychological thing. Yeah, I'm sure the vat of chemicals has been... The only argument people come up with is Tim's friendship... Oh, yeah, yeah. Because apparently having a close friendship with a guy means stuff. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what they're doing. Whatever. I'm just not paying attention to it. I'm not going to report on it. Their argument, I will say this though, their argument is that Tim Drake never said that he was straight, but if you actually go back and you go on Chuck Dixon's run, which a lot of people tend to ignore, he did say he preferred girls. But they're just kind of like, oh, well, that's Chuck Dixon. We can't use him because he's a Christian. And it's like, well, the definitive run of Robin and Nightwing is still Chuck Dixon. No one has come close to Chuck Dixon in terms of characterization or the cool characters that he created for the Robin and Nightwing books. They're still untouchable. So, because there was a character, I don't remember what comic it was, but there was a character that was either in Young Justice or something like that, and he was talking to Tim, or it might have been in Chuck Dixon's run or after, and Tim basically said, I prefer girls or something. And also, Tim Drake cheated on his girlfriends. He cheated on, what was her name? I can't remember. She had black hair. I think she was Hispanic. He cheated on her with Stephanie. But it wasn't really, he didn't see it as cheating because it was cheating because he was Robin dating, spoiler, and he was Tim Drake dating, what's her face? But it's still him. It's just one's in a costume identity and one wasn't. I didn't really like that happened, but oh well. I don't like cheaters. But it doesn't matter. If you bring up that stuff, they're like, well, it doesn't matter because, you can, they'll find another way of changing it. There's no arguing with these people. Best to just stay out of it. Because, literally, they'll just hound you on Twitter, for hours because they have no life. You'll get response after response after response after response after response after response. And it's just like, I'm going to go watch anime. Or, you know what? I need to go grind in Monster Hunter. So I basically say one thing on Twitter and then I just leave it be. Because you're just going to attract weirdos. I guess my best advice is don't talk about it at all. Which means that what I'm saying is you don't have the freedom to actually talk about it without being harassed by people. But maybe it's for the best because you don't want a lot of bad attention. Maybe that makes me a coward, but I'm really tired with dealing with crazy people. I used to stand up for people before, but now I don't really care. It doesn't really seem like it's worth all the hassle that happens, I'll talk about it in my podcast once in a while, but that's because SJWs are cowards and they're also kind of impatient children. They don't sit through and listen to everything that somebody says. They're looking for specific videos. They're looking for gotcha videos by drama creators that, have the really flashy titles and headlines and stuff like that. And they go on those videos and then they send those videos to YouTube and petition YouTube to pull those videos. Oh, it happens all the time. I don't make headline videos. I don't care. Bruce in Titans clearly mentally is broken and insane. Yeah, of course he is. He is. I do really like Urban Legends book, especially the Red Hood just finished. Yeah, the Red Hood arc was fun. You think changing Tim Drake in the Young Justice, do you think they'll change Tim Drake? I don't know what they're going to do. We'll find out after December. I guess we'll find out in the latest Nightwing book if Tim is in that book, if it is relation to the whatever it's called, the Urban Legends book or not. I don't know. I've been told by somebody who works at DC that I need to be careful because it's canon. It's not just headcanon, it's canon because Urban Legends is canon to the DC Frontier universe, which they're not even calling it DC Rebirth anymore. It's DC Frontier. Or New Frontier, or I don't know. Do you agree with the theory that Bruce in Titans is Thomas Elliot? Who came up with that one? That would make a lot of sense. If you could create your own original Nightwing villain from scratch, what would be their origins, and what would you give them? What name would you give them? And what would be their abilities? A Nightwing villain? I would base the origins of a Nightwing villain. They would know who Robin... They would know that Robin is Nightwing. They wouldn't know that Dick Grayson is Nightwing, but they would know that the older Robin is Nightwing. They would come to Bloodhaven for revenge because they were an innocent bystander in an accident that happened when Robin was in year one of his career. And this dude's family died. Or girl. It could be a guy or girl. I don't know. And even though it was an accident, this person has sworn revenge against Robin, or rather the grown-up Robin, Nightwing. And they've come to Bloodhaven to take them out. Because of, even though it was a complete accident and Robin tried to do the right thing, he was still responsible for the death of this guy's entire family. And, it might have been something as harmless as, maybe a Batarang accidentally messed up the wiring of a house or something. It caught fire and, this dude lost his parents or whatever. It'd be like a polar opposite thing. Like crime killed Robin's parents, but Robin killed this guy's parents, who weren't bad. They were just, it was an accident. I don't know what his name would be, though. Powers, he wouldn't really have any. He's just, a costumed villain. Names I'm not very good at. You guys could come up with names. But, I mean, that's kind of a fun little, quick villain you could do. You already have a motive for the guy, why he hates Robin, and why he would come to Bloodhaven, why they would come to blows. Dick would feel bad, of course, because, yes, as Robin, he was responsible for the death of these innocent people, and also ruin this young man or young woman's life and turn them to crime because they can't get over their revenge thing. K-Wing, would you rather watch Killing Joke or Batman Bad Blood again? Oh, that's a hard one. They're both garbage. Oh, I can't. No. Like the Titans, I'm going to flee this conversation. I mean, you can skip the first 30 minutes. If I'm allowed to skip the first 30 minutes, I would watch Killing Joke. Yeah. As long as I don't have to deal with the Batgirl side story, it's watchable, I guess. Which Robin do you think could beat Batman besides Nightwing? Probably. I don't think Jason can. Tim is not an expert martial artist, so Tim can't. Maybe Damian. If Damian was older, I think he could beat Bruce. Maybe. But of course, Bruce would have age on his, not on his side, so Bruce would be taken down by Damian because of age. That's the only reason Damian would win. Bruce would be slower, but Damian would beat him. I'm sticking to that. Oh my goodness, we've gone all over the place again. I love these podcasts because we start with Titans and you guys ask me things I want to talk about, like Batman. Oh, you guys are the best. You're fun. Theory, what if Bruce never killed the Joker in Titans and Grayson was under the drug Jason used and it's all just a dream? Oh, Tyler, you're giving these people too much credit, man. You're giving them too much credit. That is brilliant, though. That is great. But nope, that's not going to happen. I would love that idea, though. Did I read the Clown Hunter arc yet? No. I haven't read the Clown Hunter thing yet. I think the true answer to who beat Batman in a fight is Alfred. Alfred could kick Batman's butt. I don't doubt it. Alfred is a beast. The fact that Tom King killed him the way he did is just lame. The fact Zaz was able to kill Alfred in Injustice World is lame too. That was also a wasted death. From Titans to ASMR Batman fun. K-Wing, do you think Nightwing could have a sidekick of his own one day? I've already told you what I wanted to do with Nightwing. I am sick and tired of them teasing the Babs and Nightwing ship. I want them to get married. I want them to have a kid. And I want him to take his kid out crime fighting. I want a time skip. I want Nightwing Baby to be his sidekick. As a little kid. And I want them to change Nightwing's costume and do something a bit different. I think it's time for Kingdom Come Red Robin to be Nightwing. Adult Nightwing. I don't know what his identity would be called, though. I don't know if Nightwing would look good with a cowl, though. Maybe he would. Maybe they could make it work. He looked cool in Kingdom Come. I think it's time that, Nightwing and Babs actually settle down and have a family, because they are the polar opposite of Batman. If they can end up together, be happy, and have a kid, which is something Batman has never really been able to do, except for recently with Catwoman having Helena, which originally was an Elseworlds idea, which is interesting. That they finally, that was like a multiverse thing back in the 70s, 60s, 70s. I forget what Earth. I think it was Earth 2. It was Earth 2. Yeah, Earth 2 in the 70s was grown up Robin with yellow tights, and his which was weird. His stepsister became his girlfriend. Why? DC's always been weird. Yep, I forgot about that. They are related. No, sort of, kind of. He's the ward. He's not related, but he lived with the family. He wasn't officially adopted back then in the 70s. He was the ward. He was the heir of the estate. So he was still a Grayson, and he was never adopted by Bruce Wayne. And he ended up with Helena. It's still weird. It's weird. It's weird. Barbara and Dick are not weird because they're not siblings. Barbara is the police commissioner's daughter. He's the son of Batman. Not related. They can get together, have babies. It's totally fine. It's not weird. And Stephanie is outside of the Bat family too. She's not related. Tim and Steph wasn't weird at all. Yeah. But yeah, I always forgot about that part. That was always weird. It was the 70s. We forgive it because it was the 70s. I'm not saying that word, but yeah, DC is weird. Who is your favorite Ninja Turtle? That's a heavily loaded question. I have an answer. My favorite comic book turtle is Leonardo. My favorite video game turtle to play as is Donatello because of his bow staff. My favorite character from the 1987 Ninja Turtle show is Raphael. My favorite character from the 2003 Turtle show is also Raphael. My favorite character from the 2012 Ninja Turtle show is Donatello. And Mikey overall is my favorite movie turtle. Wait, no. Comic book turtle. Wait. Oh, where is Mikey? Do I have a Mikey? I thought I had a Mikey. I like Mikey in Injustice. And I like Mikey in the... I think I like Donnie and Mikey. It's hard to choose between Donnie and Mikey in the 2012 series. Okay, that is a loaded question. I like the Ninja Turtles a lot. But I don't know if I have a favorite completely. Because there's so many different turtles. There's so many. And they're all cool. You can only pick one turtle. No! I can't do it. Have you read Tom Taylor's Nightwing run yet? The first arc just wrapped up. Yes. I like Tom Taylor's Nightwing arc so far. I'm going to be doing videos on that. Mikey in 2012 is also Beast Boy. Yeah, I know. Do you think people will love Batman or hate the film? The Batman? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. They're going to release another trailer in October at DC Fandom, so we'll see what people think. Any early thoughts on the Injustice movie? I don't know where they're going with it. I don't know if they're going to kill Nightwing in it or not. It looks interesting. I don't know. From what I've seen of the movie, like the intro to it or whatever, it feels like they're doing the first year of the comic books. Like maybe this is like a multi-film thing that they're going to do. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but did they show a Superman from another world coming to fight Superman in this? Or are they just doing the first year of the comic books of Injustice? Which they should, because they could make multiple movies of the Injustice world based on the comics. There's so much material to work with. No, Robert Pattinson's movie was delayed till March. No, that's old news. Gotham Knights at DC Fandom is likely, yeah. Who is your favorite Nightwing villain? And you cannot say Deathstroke. Darn! He's so good, though, for the Nightwing books. Especially the Chuck Dixon stuff.
Wow. You took a key player off the board. I don't like you. Blockbuster's okay, but no. I like Slade.
You're mean. 90s Slade was awesome. Dang it. He's like the big bad in the Nightwing books. It made sense why he was the big bad, too. He hated Dick.
Oh. Now I gotta think. It wouldn't be his doppelganger wasn't really... Nightwing wasn't really a big threat. I did like, what's his name in the Rebirth. It was a pretty cool villain. What's his face? The ex-circus guy. Not the Talon character. The DC... I can't remember his name. He was a really cool villain in the Nightwing books for the Rebirth. And apparently he knew Dick Grayson's mom. What is his name? Gosh. I can't remember the guy's name. I feel terrible. He was a new villain created, too. It was actually pretty cool. Raptor. Yeah, Raptor. Professor Pig? No, not Professor Pig. Professor Pig is a Grant Morrison villain that Dick Grayson fought as Batman. What story in Injustice 3 will they go for? I don't know. What big threat do they possibly have left to come to that Earth? They basically took out Brainiac, so... Darkseid, maybe? I mean, I guess you could do Darkseid. And although I thought he killed Darkseid in Injustice. Didn't he? In the comics, I thought Superman killed Darkseid. I mean, I would go Darkseid if they haven't done Darkseid. Yeah, Raptor from the Nightwing books. I would go Slade for the 90s, DC Rebirth Raptor. Slade hasn't really done much with Nightwing. I know! Slade killed his son. Or, Slade's son. Yeah, basically. Blackest Night for Injustice 3 is the rumor. Oh, zombies. Oh, so they can bring back popular characters as zombies. Okay. Okay. So they're following the Mortal Kombat playbook. All right. Okay. I'm going to have to look into that. That makes sense. That makes sense. Because people like complained and were sad when so many characters were killed off in the Injustice world that you wouldn't be able to bring them back. But if you do what they did in Mortal Kombat with the Revenants, what are they called? Reverence? The zombie people, where Liu Kang and Katana and all these characters that were killed by Sindel came back as playable characters, but they were zombies. If they did a Blackest Night, they could easily do that. Lex Luthor, Nightwing, Shazam, Green Arrow, Jon Stewart, all kinds of people. Injustice 3, Revenants. How about we don't bring them back? No, Matt Tanui. Let's do the zombies. That's fun. I want a zombie game now. Zombie DC. Billy gets revenge on Soups for the headache he gave him. Yes. Yes. What is Batman doing in Injustice 3? He's been lobotomized by Superman. And Brainiac. You saw it at the canonical ending supposedly is the one where Superman wins, because the canonical ending of Injustice is Batman won. So yeah. Gotta be fair, so Superman has to win. Superman defeated Brainiac and then lobotomized the Justice League. Industry insider and journalist Jeff has claimed that NetherRealm Studios is currently prioritizing Mortal Kombat 12's development over the next Injustice due to uncertainty surrounding its future. Oh! Well, that's a bummer. So the former, that one guy. I mean, I don't know if Discovery is going to let them. I mean, if Warner Brothers tries to sell NetherRealms before the merger in May, I think Discovery will buy them back. Discovery knows they make money. Just like even if Discovery closes DC's publication, they will buy the licenses for all those characters. They'll just close the comic books because they'll be like, the comic books aren't making money. Just what I told you guys, a year ago, that they would probably just have somebody come in and write graphic novels for like the most popular characters, and they'd use that as fodder for movies, TVs, video games, things like that. Basically, you would turn DC comic books into manga, basically. Like, you would have like various graphic novels released that are somewhat complete stories, and then they just focus on that instead of collecting everything in multiple volumes. You have everything like in one, like a manga. Or the other rumor I heard, it was a year and a half ago, you have like a DC manga that features like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and it's like all kinds of different stories, and everything is in one book. And then you get the next book like they do with like some, what do they call those magazines in Japan? And then you follow that magazine, and it has all the different stuff in there, and it goes month by month. That way it's not as super confusing, because there's Detective Comics, and there's Batman, then there's Batman and Son, supposedly, and then you have the Robins, and you have all these different books with all the storylines that are all convoluted everywhere, which works in the Western market, but it doesn't really work outside of the Western market. It confuses a lot of new readers and things like that, so yeah. Don't give us hope that DC's going to go under. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. It all depends what Discovery wants to do. If Discovery throws a bunch of money, we won't know anything till May, you guys. Everything is speculation. All you can see is that the writing on the wall is that DC has not renewed contracts for a lot of their really far out there writers and artists. They have not renewed business with them. The really talented pool at DC are leaving for indie comics, such as Tynan and some others, which is causing controversy. In fact, he received a big blowback from people on Twitter that he left Twitter, and he's only using Twitter as basically a bulletin board to tell people what's going on. He's not even active on his Twitter anymore, or won't be after this month, I think. So talented people from DC are leaving to do their own indie books, which makes sense. They're very talented, and if the Western comic book industry is in trouble, I mean, I wouldn't want to be. Why would I go down with the ship? You get the talented people out, and I wish them luck. I'll support Tynan's new book if it's good. If it looks cool, I'll get it. I have looked into several times. I cannot find any proof whatsoever that either ending was confirmed as canon. Oh, I mean, I'm just speculating. I don't know what they're gonna do. It just makes sense that you have to you have two popular sons at DC, Superman and Batman. You can't always have Batman be the favorite, because Superman has an audience too, and Superman he's lost twice. Or no, he lost once, and then you had the second game where essentially he lost again. But if he's the canonical ending where he basically does what he does to Batman and Superman, or Batman, because the canonical ending of the first one is Superman's defeated by the multiverse people, and Batman basically builds the world up again. The reason why people are speculating what the ending of the second game is, because you have a choice. You can choose to side with Superman or Batman, and either one of them has a different ending, and only NetherRealms knows which one is canon. So if Batman, in theory, was the canon ending for the first game, then that means the canon ending for the second game most likely would be Superman, because it would be different. And if they did the Blackest Nights thing, even though that's very similar to what they've done with the Mortal Kombat games, bringing back dead characters and things like that, it's an interesting story idea with the Blackest Night. Yeah, Injustice only had one ending, and Batman was the ending. Right. Well, if they do end the comics, I hope... my phone died. The characters won't disappear. They'll license them. Where's the long Halloween review? You're going to bring that up.
I don't want to give a definitive date. It's on Patreon. You can listen to it right now. The review, I have time to work on it a little bit more tonight. So I'm going to do that, actually. I should go and do that. Because reality is just staring me in the face. I mean, I have to take more pictures of the movie. I have 35 minutes left of the movie, so it'll take an hour and a half to take the remaining of the pictures. And then I can probably work on my review from now. What time is it? It's 2 in the morning. Can work on it from now until like 5. Wake Amber up. Record that Black Panther bonus episode. And if I throw the newsletter in there, I can get the review. It's almost half. It's more than half done. I'm very picky about where I put the clips or the pictures. Because when I'm talking about something, I like it to show what I'm talking about. It's a nasty habit of mine. I'm too much of a perfectionist when it comes to that. So if I'm talking about Gilda Dent, I need a picture of Gilda Dent from that movie. So then I go find, I take a picture. Talk about Harvey being crazy. I find a picture where Harvey looks like he's crazy. Reviews are very bad for me because I'm too much of a perfectionist and they take a long time. Also, I was developing a headache when I was working on it the last time, so I went to bed. I have time to work on it tonight, so there's no excuse for me not to work on it. So thank you for reminding me. I don't have a release date. Eat more cereal. I plan to. I'm going to have some Total cereal tonight with fruit. I have blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries that Amber got at the grocery store. So I'm going to put that in a Tupperware, rinse that stuff out, and then I'm going to put it in my cereal for my Total cereal. And then I'm going to work on the Long Halloween review for at least 2 hours tonight. You have my promise. If, for some reason, you can't... If you can't wait for the actual video upload, it's on my Patreon. It's only $1, and you can listen to it. It's the same exact review that you're going to hear. It just doesn't have any pictures. It's just my voice. Me talking. So... yeah. All right, let's do 2 last questions about Titans, and then I'm going to go work on the Long Halloween because I'm a bad person. What DC animated movie has the best fight sequence? I don't know. I pity your sleep schedule. What sleep schedule? I go to bed at 8 in the morning every day. Unless I pass out here on the couch. And then, I don't know. I usually go to bed at 8, and then I get up at 4. Or 9. 4 or 9 is... oh, 8 or 9, sometimes 10. I fall asleep, get up at 4, do Ace Attorney. Eat after Ace Attorney, do the Mario stream at 6 or 7, then get up, walk around, do some dishes, check on some stuff with our YouTube contacts, or see what's going on with comic book forums. Then I stream again at 10, then I might stream again on Twitch at 1, and then I write the newsletter, and then I edit videos, and then I eat again like around 3 or 4. And then I wake up Amber at 6 to record a video for the channel. And also I do shorts now. Because this channel is not approved for YouTube shorts. But the Let's Play channel is. So I've been posting YouTube shorts on the Let's Play channel. And I do too much. I'm amazed I'm alive. Sleep is for the weak. That's right. You're a mean one, Mr. Luke. I'm one bad mamma jamma. K-Wing, who will write Batman after James? I don't know. Oh, wait, yeah. I think they're going to get the lady who wrote Urban Legends to work on Batman, as well as... I'm trying to remember the other person. They might be bringing in Ridley, the guy who's doing Black Batman, to finish off the Bruce Wayne stuff. I don't know. I haven't really seen anybody interesting involved yet. They'll probably announce it at DC Fandom because James Tynan's run of Batman ends Tynan's Batman, I think, ends in December. And so they'll have a new Batman arc in January with somebody. I don't know. Nobody wants to talk about Titans. What is your favorite fight scene from Seasons? Mine is the Gizmo fight. I like the Gizmo fight. That was fun. I agree. But I also like the Red Hood and Nightwing fights. Those have been pretty beast. K-Wing, I know you like Nightwing just like I do. I haven't watched Titans yet, so I was wondering how you feel about the live-action Titan show interpretation of the character. Nightwing is a mixed bag of potential. There are moments, shining moments, that you can see glimpses of Nightwing, and you love him, and then he goes around and does something not Nightwing-like, and you hate him, but then he does something cool again, and it's like, it's a back and forth. It's like a tennis match. That's what Nightwing is in the show right now. I wish there was another way to say it, but Nightwing is playing tennis with his personalities, and eventually, one personality will win out over the other. I hope. I hope. Do you think Batman will ride a horse in the 89 comics since Sam Hamm has wanted to do so? No. No, I don't think they're going to... Well, I don't know. We'll see. What's with the voice? What voice? My voice? My voice? Whose voice? I've been talking a lot, so my voice is going a little bit. I'm going to have to stop talking till 6 in the morning. I blame the writers for the terrible Nightwing. That sounds depressing. I'm just being honest. That's what it is. Are they going to do a Nightwing movie? Chris McKay wants to. He's back on board, so we'll see what happens. I'm hopeful for a DC Fandom announcement for HBO Max. All right, so I think we're good. I think we had fun. I had fun. You had fun. So we're going to end it now. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening, whatever this is. No promise when the Long Halloween review, part 2, will be uploaded. But if you are impatient and you want to hear my thoughts, Patreon, you can head over there. I think I have a link in my description. Yes, I do. It's right there. The K-Wings on Patreon. $1 unlocks the 40-minute audio file, and you can listen to it whenever you want. The same points and all that other stuff will be involved in the Long Halloween Part 2 review. My analysis, all that stuff. The only difference is it's not a video, so there's no pictures. So you have to use your mind to get mental pictures. It's like radio. So, yeah. But, yeah, you guys are all amazing, breathtaking people, guys and gals. I hope that you all stay happy, healthy, and well. And we will reconvene for another Titans podcast next week. Hooray. I'll also see about posting that horrible ASMR Batman video. But I don't know. It's really weird. And maybe I'm almost done with that first Nightwing comic book review of the Tom Taylor run. All right. God bless, happy gaming, all that jazz. Have a good one, peeps. I'm going to go work on the Long Halloween and write the newsletter for kwingsletsplays.com, as well as set up the streams for kwingsletsplays.com for tomorrow. And while I'm eating my dinner, I'm going to work on the YouTube short tomorrow, which is Kingdom Hearts. All right. Later, guys. Have a good one. Thanks so much for listening. Take care.